Yes.
Welcome at the American Center. My name is Miroslav Konvalina. I'm the director of the center, and today we have the host Julian Smith, the director of the CSIS Europe program. And she just came to Prague to participate in an international roundtable, Prague Transatlantic Talks. In April 2009, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization will mark 60 years of its existence. So my first question is what you would like to stress in this conference?
Well, NATO will be celebrating 60 years in just a couple of weeks in early April, and I think it has a lot to celebrate. The alliance is without doubt one of the, I would say, the most successful military alliance in history. And since the fall of the wall and the end of the Cold War, NATO has done a lot to transform itself. To acquire the capabilities it needs for new missions, and it has brought in new member states like the Czech Republic, and has really worked to find its way in a post-Cold War environment. So I think at the 60th anniversary summit there will be some celebrations and some champagne toasts, but there will also be an examination of what lies ahead for the NATO alliance. And as NATO looks to its future, it has to answer some very difficult questions about its overarching identity. There are some in the NATO alliance that believe that NATO should pursue its core mission of collective defense and collective security, and there are others that would like to see it more aggressively pursue a global role, like its mission in Afghanistan. And I think we don't have to make a choice between either one. We have to find the right balance that will allow the NATO alliance to do both, but reassure allies that security in their own neighborhood will be a top priority while addressing security threats in faraway places. The last thing the summit will have to look at is Afghanistan, because it has been on the ground now for many years. The mission is not going terribly well, despite some achievements along the way, and we now need to look more closely at the overarching strategy for the mission on the ground and whether or not we have the resources and the capabilities we need to implement that strategy.
Mm-hmm. It's already 10 years Czech Republic, like other new members, are in NATO. So how these new members changed the alliance?
The new members that have come into the alliance in recent years have contributed in so many different ways. First, they have clearly stretched the missions of NATO and its security commitment beyond its traditional area of influence. That has forced the NATO alliance to look into the security concerns and the threats of countries on its eastern periphery. But most importantly, the new member states have made very important and significant contributions to NATO capabilities. All NATO member states have struggled to transform their forces for expeditionary operations and contribute to ongoing missions. But the Czech Republic has just played a tremendously important role in contributing to current missions. The Czech Republic has already shown itself to be a very strong ally of the alliance. But also there's a real interesting and important political component. And the countries of Central and Eastern Europe they've all helped NATO engage more with non-member states. These countries in Central and Eastern Europe have played a strong role in expanding NATO's relationships with countries like Georgia and Ukraine, and also enhance their partnership programs, outreach to other countries. So I think it's hard to even state all of the important contributions that these countries have made. There's so many ways that they've enhanced the alliance by not only giving the alliance strong capabilities, but really enhancing the political dialogue, the overarching morale of the alliance, and they've shown themselves to be true, committed allies to the NATO alliance. And I think for that, the United States and many of the other older members of the alliance are very, very grateful.
Thank you very much for your interview and enjoy your time in Prague.
Thank you.
It was Julian Smith, director of the CSIS European program, and here is Miroslav Konvalina at the American Center.